Hey there, welcome. So for any small or mid-sized business, the phrase digital HR transformation just sounds massive, doesn't it? It sounds expensive and complicated. But what if I told you that you could actually modernize your HR without needing a huge budget or an army of tech gurus? Well, you can. And today, we're going to walk through a really simple audit that shows you exactly how to get started.
So let me ask you, does this question hit a little too close to home? If your desk, or maybe your entire office, feels like it's buried under a mountain of forms, endless spreadsheets, and manual processes, you are definitely not alone. It's one of the biggest things that holds growing businesses back.
And I'm sure these frustrations look familiar. I mean, we're talking about those tiny data entry mistakes that somehow snowball into these massive headaches, the hours that just vanish into administrative black holes. And, that nightmare of trying to make sense of a dozen different spreadsheets that don't talk to each other. For so many HR teams, this is just the day-to-day reality.
Well, let's try and reframe this. This isn't just chaos for the sake of chaos, it's a challenge. And the real goal here isn't just to go out and buy a bunch of new software. It's about finding clarity right in the middle of all that chaos.
And here's the best part. The solution isn't about throwing a ton of money at the problem or hiring a whole team of tech experts. No, it's about being smart, being strategic, and just taking one clear, manageable step at a time.
And that very first step? It's surprisingly simple. It's just a quick audit. And this is such a powerful tool because it gives you a crystal clear picture of your starting point, which is exactly what you need to move forward in the right direction.
Okay, so let's get into the roadmap itself. This isn't some vague wish list. This is a practical, 5-step plan designed to help you take back control of your HR processes.
So here they are, the 5 steps we're going to walk through. And the order here is really important. First, we'll map your landscape. Then, we'll pinpoint the real pain points. After that, we prioritize some quick wins. This part is key for building momentum. Then, we clarify what you're actually trying to achieve. And finally, prepare your team for the change.
All right, you ready? Let's dive in. Step 1 is all about mapping your current HR landscape. Basically, getting a handle on exactly what you're working with right now.
First things first, just make a list. What are all the things your HR team is responsible for? I mean, everything, right? Recruitment, onboarding, payroll, time off, performance reviews. Get it all down on paper.
Now look at each of those processes you listed. How is it actually getting done? Are you still using paper forms and filing cabinets? Is it a jumble of spreadsheets and emails? Or do you actually have some automated systems in place? Be really honest with yourself about where you fall on that spectrum for each task. And here's the kicker. This is a really critical question. If you're using one piece of software for, say, time tracking and another one for payroll, are you stuck manually copying and pasting data between them? Because that lack of integration, that is a massive source of hidden time-sucking work.
That leads us perfectly into step 2, finding those pain points. I want you to think of a pain point as a big, flashing red flag. It's that one task that makes everybody on the team groan. If your HR people are spending more time wrestling with a spreadsheet than actually supporting your employees, well, you've just found a major pain point. Okay, this brings us to what I think is the most strategic part of this whole audit. So you've got your list of pain points. Now what? How do you decide what to tackle? The answer is the absolute key to building real momentum.
It's so tempting to look at that list and just want to fix everything all at once, right? But that's a recipe for getting completely overwhelmed. So, the really big question is, where do you focus your energy first to get the best results?
The answer is right here. This is the secret sauce. Don't go after the biggest, most complicated project first. Instead, you're going to look for the quick wins. Those are the changes that deliver a ton of value without requiring a massive amount of your time and effort.
Here is a perfect example to make it real. Automating your process for leave requests, that is super high impact and honestly pretty low effort to set up. It saves time for literally everyone, immediately. Trying to overhaul your entire HR information system from the ground up, that's a huge project for way down the road. You start with a quick win, you build that momentum, you get people excited.
But even with a bunch of quick wins, you have to remember that technology is only one piece of this puzzle. These last couple of steps are all about the human side of the transformation, your goals, and, of course, your people. So, before you even look at a single piece of software, you have to ask yourself this question. Step 4 is all about figuring out your why. What is the actual problem you're trying to solve here? Are you trying to save time, reduce costly errors, or maybe just improve the day-to-day experience for your employees?
Get really specific about what success actually looks like for your business. Is your number one goal to tighten up legal compliance and reduce risk? Or is it all about boosting efficiency to free up your team for more important work? Maybe it's all about making your company a better place to work. Knowing this is what's going to keep you focused.
And seriously, this point is so important I can't say it enough. You can have the best, most expensive technology in the world, but if your team doesn't understand it, if they don't trust it, or if they just plain don't use it, the whole project is going to fail, period.
Which brings us to our final step, Step 5, prepare your people. You have to clearly explain the why behind any change. You need to get feedback from the people who will actually be using these new tools every single day. And, most importantly, you have to give them the training and the support they need to feel confident and succeed.
So, as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all back together. The path to a modern digital HR department doesn't start with some giant, scary leap of faith. Nope, it just starts with a single, small step. And really, that is the key takeaway here. Forget about this overwhelming idea of a massive, expensive overhaul. Your journey begins with the clarity you get from this simple 5-step audit. It is all about understanding where you are before you decide where you're going to invest.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. What is the one high-impact, low-effort change you could make right now that would give your team back an hour, just 1 hour, this week? Think about it, because finding that one quick win, that could be the start of everything.